This is the channel for the woman who's done playing small, the woman who knows there's a fire in her belly, a voice in her bones, and a destiny she's done apologizing for. If you're ready to unleash the woman you were born to be, hit subscribe and join the movement. I'm Leona Schrock, and let's rise together.
So I was at a Luke Combs concert on Saturday night in Columbus. It was at the Ohio State Stadium. And I didn't see the final number, but I think there was like between 50 and 60,000 people there. And I want to talk to you about my perspective when I was there and how it poured gasoline on my inner fire. So I see the world differently than a lot of people do. I have spiritual lens. I love that I have that gift of seeing depth. And I love concerts. Concerts and traveling are my love language. A lot of people love concerts. You're either one that you love concerts or you don't. But love. Concerts are something that my soul just connects with deeply. Music, I'm actually going to be taking singing lessons. It's one of those things that has been on my list for 2026 that I've not gotten to yet. It's one of the reasons I line dance because it connects me to music, my body, my soul. It expresses in a way that sometimes we don't have the words for. And that's what it does for a lot of people. And Luke Combs is just, his music is so heartful. It's soulful. It comes from his soul. Um, it's his gift. And I was really, really impressed with the crowd also because, sorry, have my window open because it is beautiful here in Ohio and we love and we take in all the sunshine that we can get. So the crowd was just like there was a whole vibe that was happening. The crowd was having the best time. Everybody was singing their heart out. There was times where he would stop singing and let the crowd sing. And when you have that many people together and everybody is singing together, it gives you goosebumps because it's unity. It's everybody coming together. I always feel like concerts is the one place that where people will come together that typically wouldn't even talk to one another in everyday life. And the love that comes out of people. And granted, you have your situations where sometimes there's drinking involved and things go chaotic, but nothing of that sort even happened on Saturday night. And I think a lot of it is because that I was aware of, probably did somewhere, because of the high frequency of his music. And even when we left, there, like everybody was like sardines trying to get out, and like everybody just worked together to get out and was talking and was laughing. And you know how sometimes like people are impatient, rowdy, because we left and then we went over to get the shuttle bus to go to the parking lot because it was like a mile and a half walk, and it was kind of chilly and like everybody was just like living their best life. But I kept thinking when he was performing that none of this would be happening right now if he did not step into his gift. We are all at this concert and we are all experiencing this concert because he chose to use his gift to create an impact. He chose to use his voice and make music. He wasn't born on stage. This is hundreds of thousands of hours that this man has put in. And we see the stage and we see him now. But as one who is an entrepreneur, as one who has cultivated my own gifts, and as one who has had to navigate and work through things, I always see behind what I'm seeing at the forefront. And you know that he had to work through his own inner beliefs and his own inner stories. And because he did that, because he had the courage and because he had the audacity, the same thing that you have on the inside of you, he has given so many people a gift. He has given people the gift of healing, joy, connections, memories, making their dreams come true. There were so many people there Saturday night that that was a dream come true for them to go to that concert. It was like on their list. There were so many people there Saturday night that were connecting, that were laughing, that were having a whole experience because he decided and chose to step into his calling and his gifts and execute it and share it with the world. And I would love to hear his story of what he had to navigate through get to where he is today, because we can get caught up in the, well, they can, but I can't. And I was not at that thought process of thinking that, well, he can, but I can. It was more like, well, if he can, I can. But that's because of the work that I have done on the inside of myself, not of if he can be on that stage, I can be on that stage. Now, I mean, unless I unlock a hidden talent within myself of a voice of singing, not currently there. But you never know once you start practicing. Um, but that being said, I knew that my gift is my voice in activating people's potential and calling powerful leaders forward to fully be in their power. I know that's one of my gifts. And that ripples into their families and their business in their life. And with him being on that stage, doing all those things and seeing everybody experience everything, I had to think how many people are in this stadium that also have a gift that people need. There is hundreds of thousands of singers that were in that stadium that probably don't even know that they could be a singer. Artists, I'm not just talking about like artists like singer artists, but artists as in bringing art into the world. CEOs, the list goes on and on. But the point, the home run that I want to hit home in this video is that when you are connected to your gift and your power, you are unstoppable. And it is never just about you. It is about what other people also need that you, only you have on the inside of you. And a lot of times what happens when we are high achieving and we are doers and we start connecting to our heart, which is vulnerable, to really step in and be embodied in who we truly are and reclaiming our power and create and execute into the world our gift, we can come up with many stories. And one of the most popular, well written out stories that I see is, well, so and so already does this, and this person already does this. There's already so many coaches, or already so many singers, or there's already so many businesses in this industry. I mean, Luke Combs could have done that easily. I can never measure up to Alan Jackson, George Strait, George Jones, Hank Williams. Like, he could have gone off the charts. Not saying he ever did. I'm just saying he could have, because we can measure ourselves very inaccurately because of the stories that we have on the inside of ourselves. The point is you getting razor focused. This is where identity work comes in. This is where you reclaiming your power and who you are and embodying all of who you are. This is what happens in my Reclaim Her Power program. And this is also what happens in my one-on-one mentorship. I just signed on a client yesterday and I was like, oh, goodness, like, every time a client signs on with me, I'm like, yes, your life is about to be transformed and changed. And we ended up there was a group of us that had dinner. She doesn't even follow me on social media. And we just ended up like, I'm doing one-on-one coaching with her. But I immediately, like, spotted her patterns. And I was like, baby girl, I didn't coach last night, but your whole life is about to be unleashed and unhinged. Because I asked her, I said, what is the one thing that if this changed in your life, you would feel a freedom in your soul? With working with me, what is the biggest thing that you want to see change? And she said, I want to know what my purpose is, which is typically one of the first sentences that a lot of the women say, or they say, I know my purpose, but I don't feel like I'm on purpose, or I don't feel that spark, which is simply saying you're not aligned with your actual purpose. You think your purpose was this because it was cultivated through performance and not through presence. And then she said, I just feel like life is bland right now. Like I took a lot of action steps to go towards the direction of my dreams, but now I feel as if I don't have a desire to go do things. Which underneath that sentence, what that's truly saying is, I don't fully know my desires. Because when we step outside of our comfort zone and we step outside of everything that we've ever known and we leave the performance and the people pleasing and the good girl and doing all the things that we think we should do, and we leave the high achieving, you will feel a lag because, and this is what we avoid most of our life, is that lag of like, ugh, like what's my purpose and who am I? What am I here for? And I'm not experiencing joy. I'm not feeling those hits of dopamine of doing. And that's because you've been disconnected from your desires. But going back to what I was saying is there's never too much of something. There is just one you. Nobody has your voice. Your voice has the ability to activate. If your gift is in using your voice, is it in talking or is it in singing? It will activate something in others that not other people can. There were four different performers there on Saturday night, and they all brought something different. And different people connected differently, and everybody had a different experience. People will experience you differently, excuse me, than they will experience somebody else. Just like because I am in the coaching industry, my humans will connect with me and will experience me. Doesn't make the next coach less than or better than. There is no comparisonitis. Nobody has your creativity. Nobody has your brain. Nobody has your thought process. Nobody has your DNA. Nobody laughs like you do. Nobody smiles like you do. Nobody has your warmth. Nobody has your personality. We all have warmth. We also all have access to our own inner DNA, the way that we are wired and fired. But nobody at the end of the day has your imprint. You are uniquely and divinely created. You are created on purpose. You are God's masterpiece. And nobody is you. Nobody can show up in this world the way that you do. And and this is where my inner work comes in, when you connect with you, you take all of the external work that you have done and you start going internal and doing the internal work and reconnecting with your soul and your heart. That is when you reclaim the power that is on the inside of you. And that is when you will start showing up and owning your stage. There is a stage that awaits you, whatever that thing is that you are called to do. It can be marketing, it can be sales, it can be running a business, it can be a singer, it can be a dancer, it can be having a coffee shop, it can be running a franchise, it can be a home organization business, it can be a cleaning business. It like I'm not even gonna name all the things. But what I do know is there is a stage that awaits you, and just the thoughts that you have, like, what if somebody judges me? What if somebody criticizes me? What if somebody doesn't buy from me? What if somebody, you are no different than Luke Combs, except you are you, and you get to create and give an experience to people in this world that they will pay for to have what it is that you have. If you're ready to go deeper and you want more in this and you're like, I am done playing small, then come into my one-on-one mentorship or grab my Reclaim Her Power program. You are meant to do life big, and life is waiting on you. You are not waiting on life. And as a high achiever, you already know how to do all the things. You already know how to be successful. You already know how to build a life. You already know how to make shit happen. It's not that you need more knowledge or you need to know how to do or know more things. This is leaving high achieving, laying it down as your foundation because it was there for a reason. You needed it. And you are building a bridge of trust straight into your soul that taps you right into your inner wealth and into your inner power. I will see you next episode.